Alright, y'all, it's your boy Santi, back with another video. Today I'm gonna be doing a beat breakdown. As you can tell by the video, I haven't done a beat breakdown in a little bit, so we're gonna get back on that shit. The last vlog that I did pretty good. I'm gonna be coming out with more vlogs and whatnot, and I still gotta work on the Lil Baby drum kit. But let's hop into FL Studio and let's get this shit. Alright, so boom, we're in FL Studio right now, and as you can tell, this time I didn't actually use any loops to make this beat. I did everything from scratch except for this little part right here, which we'll get into. And we'll just start off with the melody. So the first thing I did for the melody was I was actually just scrolling through some accent kits that I have over here. And I found this accent right here. You know, it's kind of like spooky. It sounds kind of cool. So what I decided to do was I took the accent and I have it repeating like this. And basically every bar it repeats, but every second bar it's a little bit quieter than the first bar. So it goes loud, quiet, loud, quiet, loud, quiet. So it doesn't get like extremely repetitive. And then once I figured out the pattern for this accent, I went and set the BPM to 130. So like a little bit slower, Lil Baby type beat, but his beats are not that fast in general. So I just set it to 130. And then once I set the BPM, I opened up, this is a Flex Close Grand. Once again, I'd be using Flex for my pianos all the time. And then I put the mix for the reverb a little bit higher, and I turned off the delay. So yeah, as you can see, that's all I really did to it. There's no other tweaks, and it just sounds like a standard piano. And then with that, I laid down some bass notes, you know, for the main progression. Super simple, like really, that's all I did with the piano. And then after the piano, I kind of wanted to implement some brass, you know, like some trumpets and some trombones. So I moved on to the main melody, which is gonna sound like this. And I actually used two Xenology presets. I used the first one called Trumpeteers, or Trumpeteer. And then the second one is the trombone. Super like simple. And this is what I got for the first melody. And that just loops. And I literally just took the same exact melody for the top trumpets and pasted it down to the bottom trombones, and I just tweaked the lower notes so it doesn't sound too like distorted. And then that with the piano sounds like this. And then if you add on the accents, you know, it gives a little bit more texture. So moving on, we got the strings. Now I actually just added, this is another Xenology, so we have 3 Xenologies in total. This is called the AX Strings Stack. That's what it sounds like. And I came up with a super simple pluck kind of melody for this. It's like a counter melody. And that just loops literally throughout the entire song. And if we add context with that, it sounds like this. Super simple. And then that's basically all I did for the melody with the accents. Now we're gonna move on to the drums. Now I tried keeping the drums like as simple as possible, but also like hard as fuck. So I think I pretty much started off with the hi-hats like I usually do. And those sound like this. Again, triplets on these Lil Baby beats. They just like sound so tough, bro. Especially with the triplet trumpet pattern that I did. So this is what the hi-hat pattern sounds like. Literally like so fucking simple, bro. Just a triplet, repeating, and then you add a couple rolls here and there. And the part that really makes the hi-hats sound way better is, I've said this before, you'll notice that the velocity is all like weird looking. To do that, for Mac, I don't know how to do it on Windows, but for Mac you do Command A and then Option R, and it opens up this randomizer panel, and you just play around with this levels tab. You play around with velocity, and it shifts the velocity of every note, and it makes it sound like way more authentic and like less robotic. Then I moved on with the snares and the claps. I have a super simple clap pattern that just repeats every bar, and to add some texture to it, I added a snare, a counter snare, and then a snare roll at the end. So this is what this pattern sounds like. Super simple and like hard as fuck, bro. Like the snare rolls on the Lil Baby beats, they just add like so much. It's insane. And then moving on finally to the 808s, I also kept these ones like relatively simple. I know it looks kind of crazy, but really they were not that bad. This is what it sounds like. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but honestly it just repeats, and at the end you have like, you know, it goes down in triplets, by the way. Like it's always in triplets. Like I can't stress it enough, bro. These triplets on these Lil Baby beats, they're like chef's kiss. Like they'll make the beat so fucking bouncy, it's crazy. And for the people that's wondering, mix wise, I can't lie, I didn't do shit to the mixer, bro. The only thing I did was I added a reverb on the track number 1, which is this Xenology. The strings, I just add a little bit of reverb, because without the reverb it sounds really dry, and then like the reverb just adds like a shit ton of effect to it. And then the master, didn't touch it, and I didn't touch any of the other inserts, any of the other tracks. Like I can't lie, bro, this is probably not a good thing, but I didn't mix shit. I just tweaked the volumes on every single instrument, every single sound, and I mean it sounds good to me, so you know. And then finally, like after I sorted everything, I just arranged it a little bit, gave it some fucking sauce, you know, some like breaks, some empty spots, you know, for like a verse or like a chorus, you know, however the artist really wants to like rap on this shit. And then at the end, automation for the master volume to fade out, you know, because like I be doing that shit for a lot of my beats. It makes them just like high quality. It makes them sound high quality, you know, like Billboard placement, like worthy. And yeah, that's basically it for the whole beat. And then of course I added my tag,
Santi.
hard ass tag, but I think I'm gonna get a new one soon. I want to get a male voice, but yeah, that's like the whole beat really. So yeah, guys, I mean that was the whole beat. It was a pretty simple breakdown. Like I can't lie, these Lil Baby beats, you don't have to really overcomplicate them too much. You just have to know like when to use the triplets, where to put them, and how to make the drums bouncy enough so it like kind of bounces off of the melody. You know what I mean? Like you kind of just, it takes some time, but I hope this video was helpful. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, of course, leave a comment down below, and let me know if you guys want to see any other type of type beats other than Lil Baby. I know that I've posted an EBK one on this channel. I think I'm gonna make another one of those, but I have a lot of Lil Baby type beat breakdowns lined up for the next few posts. But yeah, let me know. Thank you guys for watching if you made it to the end, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.